It means a lot. It means like, my home. And every time I tell myself, my dad has two cemetery, one where we bury him and one is a Grenfell Tower. So every time when we come to the tower, I feel kind of like a peace, I feel like, I'm talking to my father. When the wind blow around the tower, I feel, I can feel my dad, I can smell him, I can feel him. And I can talk to the tower, I feel like, it means a lot for me, This is the place where my dad lost his life, On the background he has, so at least I would like, give a person 10 minutes, to breathe. It's kind of like upsetting, painful, because we're the first people, as next of kin, we recognize, up to the 10th floor, the engineers, they say it's called safe. So if up to the 10th floor, experts say it's safe, I don't know why demolishing. So it's kind of like upsetting. I don't know why they are taking that decision before, the inquiry is finished, but no one is being accountable. So I don't know why they're doing so quick. Why they don't wait until, when prosecution is being done.
Finally, it seems like we're now 2025, that the government has finally reached the decision that they need to bring the tower down, which is a relief for a lot of people. But there needs to be a lot of thought about what happens next, and really, the one point that people have always had about the tower is the height and the symbol. And I really think, from my personal point of view, it would be beautiful to have something that height to make sure that it was never forgotten. And if they could keep part of the tower as that, to make it a permanent memorial, that would be something that would really commemorate, because remember, 72 people died there.
It's a bit like grieving, it's like letting go of something. So inevitably it's quite emotional, because particularly for the next of kin whose families died inside the tower, they were reduced to ashes, and they had nothing to really bury. And so the building itself became their death place, and it's always had a significance. So of course it's very, very emotional. But what we try to do is to inform people and make sure that they have the knowledge and the parameters in order to be able to understand what's going on, because the engineering reports are really the key thing in this. The issue of height and visibility on the skyline is associated by people with and linked to the idea of prosecutions and justice. So the tower becomes a tower of justice. But that is a separate discussion around what goes in its place. Right now we have to deal with the reality of what happens to the tower for the top 13 floors. And I'd really like to emphasize that the work that we did from 2021 to now has always also centered on the possibility of partial preservation of at least the bottom 10 floors. And that is an engineering possibility.
Once the tower is demolished, no one can remember the Grenfell, because every time I pass from A40, I see the tower with the green heart. So it reminds me, what happened in the Grenfell. So if you don't see any more the tower, the memory will be erased. So I feel like this kind of like, they're trying to erase people's memories, so they can't remember what happened, and then they can hide whatever they're doing, So kind of like upsetting, I don't know why they done.